In the world of reality television, few personalities left as strong a mark as Darrell Sheets. To millions of viewers, he wasn't just another bidder walking through rows of dusty storage lockers. He was energy, unpredictability, and risk wrapped into one presence. Every time he stepped into an auction, there was a sense that something big, either a huge win or a costly mistake, could happen at any moment. He became widely known through Storage Wars, a reality series built around professional buyers who bid on abandoned storage units in hopes of uncovering valuable hidden items. The concept was simple, but the personalities made it unforgettable, and Darrell Sheets quickly stood out from the rest. His approach was different from many of the other buyers. While some relied on careful observation and cautious bidding, Darrell leaned into instinct. He often placed high bids on units others considered too risky, trusting his judgment over certainty. That willingness to take chances earned him a reputation that followed him throughout his time on the show. Fans gave him a nickname that fit his style perfectly: the Gambler. That nickname wasn't just for show. It reflected the core of how he operated. In some cases, his bold decisions led to losses that other buyers would have avoided. In other moments, however, those same risks turned into major discoveries, including valuable collectibles and artwork hidden inside forgotten storage units. These highs and lows made him one of the most talked-about figures on the series. One of his most memorable discoveries involved uncovering valuable items in a storage unit that far exceeded the cost of his bid. Moments like that reinforced his image as someone who could turn uncertainty into opportunity, even when the odds didn't look favorable. Alongside his professional persona, viewers also got glimpses into his personal life, especially through appearances with his son, Brandon Sheets. Their dynamic added a different layer to the show, balancing the competitive nature of auctions with a more grounded family relationship. It gave audiences a sense that behind the bidding wars and dramatic moments, there was a real person navigating both business and family life. Like many reality television series, Storage Wars thrived on a blend of real competition and edited storytelling. The auction process itself was real, but the way conflicts, rivalries, and reactions were presented on screen was often shaped for entertainment. This is an important distinction that is sometimes forgotten when viewers revisit older episodes or see clips online. On-screen rivalries, particularly between cast members, were often intensified through editing. Heated exchanges and competitive bidding wars were highlighted to create tension and drama. While disagreements did occur, the show's format naturally amplified emotions for the audience. This means that what viewers saw was not always a complete reflection of off-camera relationships. This becomes especially relevant when online discussions shift from past television moments to current personal claims about cast members. Reality TV personalities often remain public figures long after their shows slow down or end, and that continued visibility can lead to ongoing speculation about their lives. In recent online circulation, Darrell Sheets' name has appeared in a wave of posts claiming major personal events, including reports of his passing and alleged details about memorial services or funerals. These posts spread quickly across social media platforms, often accompanied by emotional language and dramatic framing. However, when these claims are examined closely, a major issue appears. There is no consistent, verified confirmation from credible major news outlets or official family statements supporting the more extreme versions of these narratives. In situations like this, the lack of reliable sourcing is a key factor in determining what is factual and what is speculative. Social media plays a powerful role in how these stories spread. A single unverified post can be reshared thousands of times within hours, especially when it involves a well-known television personality. As the post gets copied, reposted, and reworded, details can shift, and speculation can gradually begin to look like confirmed information. This is not unique to Darrell Sheets. It is a broader pattern that affects many public figures, especially those who gained fame through reality television. The emotional connection viewers develop with these personalities makes them more vulnerable to rumor cycles, because audiences feel a sense of familiarity with them despite not knowing their private lives. Some viral posts also suggested reactions from fellow Dave Hester and René Nejoda, both of whom appeared alongside Darrell Sheets on Storage Wars. However, many of these quoted reactions circulating online are not backed by verified interviews or official statements. In digital spaces, it is common for fabricated or exaggerated quotes to be attributed to real individuals in order to make a story seem more credible. Another common element in these narratives is the idea of a private funeral or secret memorial service, sometimes accompanied by claims of leaked guest lists or exclusive footage. Yet no verified public documentation supports these specific details. In many cases involving private individuals or families, information is intentionally not released to the public, which can leave gaps that are often filled by speculation. Understanding why these gaps exist is important. When families experience loss or deal with sensitive personal situations, they may choose privacy over public announcements. That means there can be little to no official information available, especially in the early stages. Unfortunately, in the absence of clarity, misinformation often fills the space. The structure of reality television itself also contributes to how stories about cast members evolve over time. Shows like Storage Wars create long-lasting public identities for their participants. Even years after filming, cast members are still associated with their on-screen personas, which can blur the line between entertainment and real life in the public mind. Darrell Sheets' on-screen identity as the gambler is a strong example of this. That label, created during his television career, continues to define how people talk about him online. It represents boldness, unpredictability, and high-risk decision-making. Even outside of active filming, that image remains attached to his name. This lasting association is part of why his name continues to trend online. People search for updates, revisit old episodes, and discuss moments from the show. That ongoing attention creates an environment where rumors can easily resurface and spread again, even without new verified information. It is also worth noting how nostalgia influences these cycles. Many viewers who watched Storage Wars during its early popularity now revisit it with a sense of nostalgia. That emotional connection can increase engagement with any content related to the cast, whether accurate or not. As a result, even unverified claims can gain traction simply because they involve familiar names from a well-remembered show. Despite the noise of online speculation, what remains consistent is Darrell Sheets' established legacy in reality television. His role helped shape the identity of Storage Wars during its peak years. He brought a style of bidding that emphasized risk-taking and instinct, which became a defining element of the show's entertainment value. He also contributed to the broader popularity of storage auction programming as a genre. Before shows like this became mainstream, the idea of following professional buyers through auctions was relatively niche. Darrell and other cast members helped bring that world into mainstream television. Even as the series evolved and new cast members joined, early personalities like Darrell remained central to how fans remember the show's beginnings. That long-term recognition is part of why his name continues to generate attention years later. In analyzing all of this, one key point becomes clear. Not everything widely shared online is supported by verified evidence. The speed of modern information can blur the line between confirmed news and viral storytelling. This makes it especially important to distinguish between what is officially confirmed and what is simply repeated across platforms. In Darrell Sheets' case, the most reliable and grounded understanding remains tied to his television career and public appearances on Storage Wars. Everything beyond that, particularly recent viral claims about personal events, should be treated with caution unless supported by credible, verifiable sources. Ultimately, his story in the public eye is already well defined through years of television exposure. A risk-taking bidder who became one of the most recognizable figures in reality auction entertainment. His personality helped shape the tone of a successful TV series and left a lasting impression on viewers. And as online discussions continue to evolve, that distinction between legacy and rumor remains essential. Because in the end, public memory is often shaped not just by what is true, but by what is repeated, and separating the two is what keeps the record clear.